Are those money-grubbing realtors making too much money? Let's talk about it on the Central Line of Realty podcast. Welcome to the Central Line of Realty podcast. I'm your host, Jay White, and lately I've seen a lot of fuss about realtor commissions, how much they should be, and who should pay them. So I thought today we'd talk, at first let's just talk a little bit about commissions in general, how they work, and then we'll kind of talk about how they work in real estate. So sales commissions, they're a common form of compensation for salespeople, and so if you don't know how they work, it's interesting to see how they work. Commissions are typically calculated as a percentage of the total sale. So the percentage may vary depending on the company or the industry or the type of product. For example, a car salesman, he might earn 10% commission on each car they sell. So if they sell a $45,000 car, they make $4,500. Now, the rate will vary some based on things like maybe the price of the car, maybe how long the car has been sitting on the lot. For a variety of reasons, the rate may change. If the dealer wanted to sell a car that had been there for a long time, maybe he increases that rate of commission to incentivize the salespeople. So the commissions are variable and negotiable, and that's important to remember. Now, who pays the sales commissions? Sales commissions are usually paid by the seller of the product or the company that the salesperson works for. So again, when you go to, using the car example still, if you go to buy a car, you don't pay the salesman his commission, the company does. The company that sells the car pays the salesman his commission. Now, it's really no different in real estate. When a person has decided that it's time to sell their home, they will go to their realtor. The realtor will come in and help to determine, say, the value of the home, come up with a marketing plan, and then be there to negotiate for the best terms for the seller when it's time to actually sell the home. Part of the process in setting that up is negotiating the commission, the compensation for the agent. Commissions in real estate are negotiable. There is no set fee or set commission rate. They will vary typically from around 5% to 10%, and that has a lot to do with the type of property and what's involved in selling it, because different properties are sold differently. Vacant farmland is a much different product to sell than, say, a multifamily home would be. Now, a couple of things are different in real estate from other sales industries, also because a buyer in a real estate transaction will usually have their own representation. Could you imagine going to the car lot and having a car buying expert represent you in the purchase of the car? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Well, that's what we do in real estate. We have a buyer agent and we have a seller or listing agent that represent both parties. So we have two agents involved in the transaction. So that commission that's negotiated for the sale of the home is split between those two agents. What's different, too, with real estate agents as opposed to other salespeople is that real estate agents are licensed and we are regulated by state laws. And most of us are realtors, which makes us subject to a strict code of ethics that's imposed on us by the National Association of Realtors. Because transferring property is complex, can be very confusing, and that's why realtors are so valuable to the process. So what I'd like to do is plug in some numbers into this picture. According to a recent survey of real estate agents across the country, the average commission on a real estate transaction is 5.49%, or about 2.7% per agent. So, for example, on a $200,000 home sale, that would be about a $5,400 commission, which would then be split with the agent's firm. This payday can come months, even years after working with a client. It can take a long time to close a transaction. So it's important to be patient and be persistent. For example, last week I just closed a deal with a buyer client with whom I had worked for nearly 3 years to find them the right home, and we finally did. So it was a nice day. But it's important to be patient in our industry. Key things to take away from this about real estate commissions. The most important thing to remember is that they are negotiable. There is no set commission rate. Talk to your realtor, get comfortable with how they're going to be compensated, and remember that it's all negotiable. The other thing to remember is that realtors do bring a ton of value to the process. It's a complex industry. There's a lot to know about it, and we do. We know how to help you get through all of that and come out on top. So if you're thinking of selling, if you want to know more about how this works, don't hesitate to reach out to us at centrallineofrealty.com. Let us know how we can help you. That's centrallineofrealty.com. You'll be glad you did.
For any questions, you can visit us at centrallineofrealty.com, email us at centrallineofrealty@gmail.com, or give us a call at 704-838-6086. Thank you for listening to Central Line of Realty, the podcast.